Welcome back to Coding Drift. In the previous video, we have seen how to do async validation in React Hook form. In this video, we will see different validation modes supported by React Hook form. First, let us go to the documentation. So as you can see in the documentation, right, there are different modes like on change, on blur, on submit, and on touched. So let us see what each means. So the default one is on submit. So the React Hook form will run the validations only when user clicks on the submit button. If you want to change that behavior, you can pass like on change, on blur, or on touched. So what on blur does is whenever user focuses outside of the form field, then the validation will run for that field. And on change means whenever user types something, then the validation will run. This is not recommended because it will impact the performance, because at each keystroke the page will re-render. Next is on touch, which is a preferred one. That means initially the validation will run whenever we focus out of the field. Then on at each change it will run. So we will see each behavior by changing the mode. So let us first pass the mode. So to the use form hook, we can pass the mode. I'll pass on change. Now if I refresh the page and type something, as soon as I type, you can see the error message is coming. So this is applicable for all the fields. The next one is on blur. Let us give on blur and check what happens. Refresh. If I click on something and click outside, right, you can see the validation is running. Here email is not mandatory. That is why validation is not running. On change, it is not happening. Only when I click outside, it is happening. Again, if I type something, type a valid email also, you can see that it is still showing invalid email because we have given on blur. Only when I click outside the validation will run and the validation will pass. This may not be a desired one you want to use. And the last one we have on touched. On touched means, as the documentation says, initially it will be triggered on the first blur event. After that it will be triggered on every change event. So let us refresh this page. I type something, it is not running anything. Whenever I move on to the next field, it will show the error. And now if I change, right, even if I don't focus out, it will run the validation. So this is the desired behavior which will be present in most of the forms. So we can go with on touched. So there is one more mode called all. This, as the name indicates, it will run on all the events like on blur and on change. So those are the different validation modes in React Hook form. In the next video, we will see how we can manually trigger a validation in React Hook form. Hope you are liking this series. If you are, please consider subscribing to the channel. See you in the next one.